everyone, welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. I was about to say Warhammer 40,000 and Jesus Christ. Anyway, we've just saved Oleg and his trading post from the bandits. It's time to set off on our great adventure. There's Lindsay and Noral 8 Eyes. And we leveled up to level 2, I think. Yep. A halfling girl with tousled hair wearing a dusty traveller's outfit sits chewing the tip of a quill. Just a moment. How should I put this? Oh, I know. She scribbles something quickly in a notebook scrawled with verse. Raises her eyes to give you a bright smile. Oh, hi. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to know? Where are you from? From all over, haha. I was actually born in Gelt. It's such a tiny village it's not even on the maps. Free thinkers, radicals, poets, arts, philosophers. What's the vassal state of Cheliax? Wasn't Cheliax kind of a brutal dictatorship? After the death of Eredin, the rise of House Thrune in Cheliax, the people of Gelt decided to throw off their foreign rulers, along with their own nobles who are colluded with them. The executions did not end in bloodshed. Within 5 years, the severed heads of the ministers of the first government rode down the steps of the guillotine. In the 40 years since, over a dozen governments have ruled Geld, rising and falling like the waves of a stormy sea. Oh, it's like revolutionary France. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, using books only as kindling. Who was your teacher? He's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital, the Church of Shallin. They got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most god-forsaken, priestless village he could find, one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas in our children's head. It'll only distract them from their work. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, write, and give me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Archknights. It's Archdeacon, isn't it? So Archknights of Avistan. When I told him I was going on a journey, he gave a magic ring so that Shelley would protect me from harm. Yes, the ring she wears. If she dies, she gets teleported away to safety. I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's alright. I shall him every day to grant him a long life and new students. The Archknights of Avistan. Who are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How can you be a heroine without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself, every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest, and writing about it to begin with. And now, look at me, here I am, on a heroic quest. Drink some coffee. How did you become a bard? When I realised there was nothing for me at home besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. A travelling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together we travelled everywhere, to Brevoy and Taldor and even to Ustalav. Then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts in Pitax, and I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn to write them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me, but that's okay. They already taught me all the important stuff, and now with Shelley's help, I can manage my own. It does say that Gelt is free thinkers and radicals. I'm not surprised you got expelled. Do you worship Shelley? Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Why are your clothes so messy? She waves her hand carelessly. Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in his sleeves. Fair point. Let me ask you about something else. You come from Pitax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitax. Even though they kicked me out, a joyful place. What is life in Pitax like? Actually, Pitax has always been one huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fencers, card sharps. There's always been a home for the likes of them. But that's before Irivetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Irivetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown. Though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through the centuries as a great patron of the arts, so he built the Academy of Grand Arts, and spent lots of gold to some of the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Petax was once just a booze barn for thieves, it's now a cabaret. Good way of putting it. What do you know of King Irivetti? He won his crown in a game of cards, but says as much about Petax as does about him. He's fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me from the moment he appeared, they started to pull off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. With him in charge, gold flooded into Pitax, and also, it's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Irivetti style, oh no, he aims higher. Dressing up like a male Calistria, with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy, with dancing on the rooftops, where his public executions and contests for the best ode to the great and rival king. That's more like it. And so he's got some redeeming qualities then. He also likes singing, and he orders his guards to make citizens gather for his shows. May Shellen have mercy on his listeners. Tell me about the academy he studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Irivetti for building it, but he has no taste, at all, whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying his Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't wish to spend money on grey scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianxia for playing too quietly, instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me for what? An innocent limerick. Would you like to go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach there now and returned all the ones they banished. If you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was to Irivetti's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. She's kind of like a hippie proto-punk, I guess. As long as a mediocre licksmith will sit at the academy, and those of real talent beg on the streets of Pitax, I will not cross the threshold of that place. You've got principles, good for you, Lindsay. Let me ask you about something else. Of course, please ask. I'll be happy to chat all day. Fuck off. Tell me about the book you're writing. What's there to tell? You've seen some of my rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I'm writing the whole truth, just as it happened. Well, the whole artistic truth, you know. No glory, no story. Why are you writing it? What's the point? When I was at the academy, A. Boldly Insightful began his literature course with the question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things. All these woods, seas and cities consist of stories about those things. The stories we tell to ourselves and each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass and there'll be no one. There'll be no me and no you. All your subjects will be long gone. But you and I will live on in people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. That's a bit grandiose of you. Oh, our language is okay, isn't it? No offence, but your commando language is not that good. Truth doesn't hurt me. Who do you think my most severe critic is? That's right, it's B. This is my first real book, and I have much yet to learn. But don't you worry. I will do your feats justice, and if I put my foot in my mouth here and there, they will print a second edition, revised and corrected. Your book is full of inconsistencies. Well, yes, I can admit that. Sometimes one has to bend a few details for the sake of dramatic effect. It's called poetic truth. I write about everything as if I saw it with my own eyes, even parts of the adventures that I wasn't around for. But I do always carefully question everyone who was with you at the time. Think of it as a general picture. In the end, you're the heroine of this book, and I'm just a storyteller. So what kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor, but what about in real life? You eased all my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true heroine, just like in the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years, my readers will say that people like you never existed, but I'm writing the truth. You're like a force of nature, wild and unpredictable, full of surprises. I doubt I can make up a protagonist like you, even if I tried very hard. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Oh, I must have read it if I know it's consistent. Or quite the language. Now, these are only drafts. Of course you're welcome to read them. So keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, I won't change a single letter. I don't even ask. Well, truth can't harm you. It's only your perception of the truth. Your ego. Of course it's a book about you, but it's my book, understood? The small writer's eyes glow rebelliously. Write wherever you wish. I doubt you would defame me, or for that matter, overpraise. Thank you for your trust. I'll not set out to please you, of course, but I still hope that you like my book as much as my other readers. Cool. Okay, thank you. Just don't leave without me, of course. I could just write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped up in a dusty room, I'd still be sleeping through lectures at the academy. Oh, good for you, Lindsay. That was 10 minutes of dialogue. My voice is already starting to go. Okay, Svetlana, what you got? Good day. Hope you're feeling alright after the battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. Would you want to ask me? Svetlana lowers her head. This is a personal request, but maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no. But the first time the Stag Lord thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. They tore off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me with the ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. She interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognise. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes low in her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits is a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help Svetlana. I'm so grateful for your help. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. We didn't realise how dangerous it was here. Of course, in Restov, everyone respects the sword laws, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could be enough to fend off street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not the Stag Lord's men. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom, a kingdom of fear and oppression. I like adventures, but I definitely prefer the ones that involve stopping villains and helping people. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me. But please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. Okay, thank you. And Anoriel 8 Eyes. The elf looks straight at you, through their tangled hair falling over her face. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the Stolen Lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your back. Sometimes the ones who call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemies. Judging by the elf's voice, it's obvious that she started the day with a jug of wine. Not a bad way to start the day if your stomach's up to it. Who are you? The elf grunts. Anoriel 8 Eyes. Me a spider. Once upon a time, I was famous throughout Absalom. Anoriel 8 Eyes of the Reckless Six. Well, glory passes quickly. A few miserable decades later, no one recognises you on the street anymore. What a shame. What are you doing here? I sit here waiting for adventurers who need help. Maybe sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom, I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coin. They have brave hearts but shallow pockets. A little gold would be welcome change for them. I can send them a message, and they will come through from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign, and we'll arrange everything right away. It's getting NPCs or companions. You can create yourself like mercenaries. I need loyal and experienced fighters. I have friends like that. Just decide exactly who you need, and they'll come on any signal. It costs you 200 gold pieces. Let me think about it. Why called Eight Eyes? Once, long ago, I could spot an enemy and pin him to a wall before we could even think of attacking him. Some said I had 8 eyes, looking all around at once. That seems to have outlived my nickname. She stretched her arm forward, her palm trembles noticeably. I've been drinking so much lately, especially don't test my skills too often. DTs. Where were you when the trading post was attacked? I was hunting. Got a little lost in the mist. This is the first time that's happened to me. I guess I should go easy on the drink. But don't you imagine I was scared of a good fight? If only I'd known I was missing all the action. Let's see you get everything under control. Would you like to join me? No. I've got enough things to do already. You'd better manage on your own. A famous Pathfinder here in the middle of nowhere? Why? You want to know how one could exchange the life of Pathfinder for this sorry drunken rat hole? The light in Honoria's eyes goes out as someone has blown out a candle. You lose all your friends because of one scumbag, and then you'll understand. I was the only one to return from the final campaign of the Reckless Six. And whatever is left of me can't be called a seeker anymore. Honoria remains silent for a long time, as if wondering if she wishes to poke the old wound. Here's the story. Our leader, Vermelt, was the best of us, wise, brave, friends with everyone. One of those friends, the Divian Adrisan, sent him a disturbing letter. It stumbled upon the mention of some ancient books on the art of necromancy. Secrets like those are best left hidden forever. Trust me, I've seen what that kind of magic can do. The elf bites her lips. To make a long story short, these volumes were supposedly hidden in the catacombs of Gallowspire. We decided the books should be retrieved and kept safe by the Society. We gathered in a tavern, discussed the expedition, and then proceeded to Ustalav. It was a normal mission, a quick and quiet recovery. Honoriel smiles bitterly. But everything turned out to be much more complicated. We barely made it through the Witchgate Forest. All those terrible living trees, undead druids, and the archers of bone. It's a miracle we managed to make it out alive. We'd chosen Wren Church to stop at. It was marked on Vermelt's map as safe enough. A safe enough haven to hole up and lick our wounds. I wish that had been true. Vermelt was the first to perish. He was attacked by one of the monsters hiding in the stables. It tossed him about like a feather and threw him down an ancient well. His shout echoed for a long time. I didn't hear the sound of him landing. And then, Honoria pauses and turns away, hiding her eyes. Enough. I shouldn't have got into this. Who am I to stir up other feelings about my chatter? We better forget about it for now. Maybe I'll tell you some other time, but not today. Want to know more about the Pathfinder Society? What exactly are you interested in? Enunciation's gone out the window. What's the purpose of the Society? It's a school of adventurers. We search for those who are eager to test their skills, and we educate them and give them ideas about where in Galarium they might seek their fortune. They look for forgotten knowledge, secrets, and lost artifacts. They're explorers and pathfinders. We're sort of a mutual assistance club for adventure lovers. We exchange experience, share knowledge, and keep careful records, in case it proves useful to future expeditions. And also we publish books for thrill seekers and bored urban teenagers from wealthy families. The role-playing games. What kind of members does society have? All sorts. We have representatives from all races, religions, and beliefs. The Grand Lodge is in Absalom, but there are many smaller lodges throughout Galarian, and the venture captains direct pathfinders to the goals from across all corners of the world. There are many renowned heroes in the society, and many scoundrels as well, whose service to the society has brought them fame. Who does the society support? You mean who does it serve? no one in particular. Pathfinders try not to get involved in the quarrels of others. They serve only the spirit of adventure, and sometimes they're happy to save the world. However, that doesn't mean there are no black sheep among the Seekers. We'll talk about this later. Society is an interesting community. There's much to tell about it. Regarding your story, she looks at you silently. No, let's talk about something else. Another time, my voice is going. It would have been 20 minutes of just talking. Let's get on the road. Greetings. Oleg seems in good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Restov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. Couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumours say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. I'll do this stuff about another time when my voice can handle it. Also, I've said 20 minutes already. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know of anything that could help me find him? It's quite a task you set yourself on. Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area. Only chosen few from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. Location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, but if there's fog hanging around, I imagine it would be even harder to find. Suppose you could try to follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs, where you can find information. What else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know. I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago from what I heard. But as soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Restov, tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumours about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if there's so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin not covered by clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He's immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Hey, what have you got to sell? Nothing's too good for such a good person. Okay. Here's all the crap. Give me that. 1500. I'll keep that. Yeah, have that. I stole it from upstairs in your inn. I need some more of those. Camp supplies. Over here. Yeah, I get that. Lesser reach. Goes up one, which goes to close. Close goes to medium. Medium goes to long. Yeah. I thought you had camp supplies. Maybe so. There we go, yeah, 5 each. I don't want that many, no. There's 4 camps. Oof, dear me. Why is it so heavy? That's £5 weight there. I mean, that's £4. I'm overloaded. Is it just me or is it everyone? Can't be just... No, it must be just me. probably find that, but let's copy the recipe. Let's talk to Bucken. Ha! Old Bucken still knows a few tricks to impress these blood-sucking dummies, even hiding in the damn bushes. Enough hiding in the damn bushes, I say. Show what you have. Acid flasks, alchemist fire, bark skin, blur. Wand of mage armor, wand of snowball, okay. Potion of light wind is 50, moderate is 300. Scrolls are half the price. But that probably takes a whole round to use, whereas potions take a half round. Take 3 of those, but they're moderates, okay. That's a third of my money gone. Can I help you in any way? Locking glances around you, suddenly interested. Well, since you ask him, there's a cave nearby. We used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, a lot like raspberries, fangberries I call them. We're really grateful we gathered a basket from them and brought them back. Just be quick, if you do, they spoil quickly. The spiders in the cave are mean. Here, let me give some alchemical fire. Crafted it myself. Burn those spiders to a crisp. That would teach them for taking over my fangberry cave. Also need a bucket of moon radishes. They're a rare, mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal really. I'd do it myself if I were younger, but if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes. Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes, Bucken? Want to know? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring some to me. Alright, I'll try to help. He glanced at you hopefully. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up someone's lunch. Okay. Show me what you have. Acid flask does d6 for every creature within 5 foot. This d6 every creature in 5 foot. And 1 point from the splash. Additional d6 damage. So there's additional damage next. I've got 7 of these. Oh, let's make it a bit more. Let's make it 20. Hopefully that'll be enough. I've got 2 acid. A bark skin. Okay. I've talked to other people in a different episode. That's Bucken, okay. Right. Time to hit the road. I've only got 4 people. It seems really low. Maybe it's normal. Okay. Quick save. I know it's auto-saved, but... Thornford, that's where Tartuccio is. There's the cave. We're in the outskirts. Okay. A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His grey hair is unkempt. He continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Remus. Strange weather. Invisible fog creeping out of the woods. It's not invisible, everyone can see it. Soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about, seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like he can cast the evil eye. Yeah, he probably can. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus. But that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? He raises a thick eyebrow, curiously. I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hand across his face and sighs wearily. And so I must look, and no one else can. Invisible fog. Does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten? You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. My rival? Do you mean Tartuccio? He tugs his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him, and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's. Old, but forever young. That which was taken from another. That which gave joy, and now gives death. Old, forever young. Nymph. Taken from another. She did hint that her powers, her magic is gone. It's taken away. Can you tell me where he is now? This is an old tomb, south of the trading post. You actually say something that makes sense. The old man shrugs. When I see clearly, I speak clearly. Is that because Lorraine has gone? Why is it you see so clearly? His face is blank. I slept there last night. I noticed him as I left. Okay, fair enough. How do you know we're rivals? Probably overheard them. I don't know, I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually. But can you choose what they see? All the more reason not to linger. Farewell. The old man turns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. That's kind of the old concept, isn't it? The monarch and the land are one and the same. The health of one affects the health of the other. Which is kind of like a overarching big picture kind of thing. If you've got a shit king, then it's going to be a shit health of his land, badly managed and stuff. Bad prosperity, bad trade networks, bandits everywhere, guards not upholding the law and just being bandits themselves. Whereas you've got someone who's on the ball, there's usually either authoritarian tyrant, but usually in good health. And although there's no freedoms, the kingdom functions as the monarch wants. Okay. I don't think there's anything here. It's moving a bit slow. Because this is a staged encounter, a scripted encounter. I'm having a quick whiz around, looking for hidden items. There could be none, like there was with the wolves. On the road, they encountered with a fight. But there may be. Nope, there isn't any. Do people spells? Oh yeah, at least I did that before I rested. Last episode. Should be blessed with having. And you can do Divine Favour, which is 1 minute personal. Okay. No, I can't have a look at that. I have to wait till I'm inside a There's an ancient tomb. What Remus says, there are people that could turn against him. So, before I go in there, because I know what's on there. Stuff with nightmares is over there. The swarms. What do we have? Bandit Illusionist. Behind me. Is that it? Sure it isn't. I'm sure there are others around. I got blinded. No. Yeah, disengage. I'm down here. Is that for good? No, no, I'm back. Wow. Come on, movie. That colour spray really did number on us. A little bit of colour spray, no, we didn't. Protection from law, and colour spray. You can use that. I can't. You could. You can as well. Who should I give deflection bonus? You don't have deflection. I might as well use it. I mean, it's only worth like 6 gold. Colour spray. I'll give it to you. Oh, well, you've got the magic missile. I have to remember that. Okay. Yeah, I'll go in. Hopefully I can heal up a bit. Oh, I expect to be outside, not directly inside here. Okay. How many are you missing? 9. 2d8 or 1d8. Okay. And you're missing 8. Nice. Protection from Chaos, Gold, Summon Monster 1. You can't use it. You can though. Tartuccio. A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tartuccio, who you know from your time in Restov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill. Must be very small, I can't see it. Expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golorian!
That looks like Valerie there.
Sir Tartuccio,
It is.
I may serve you, but I am no one's slave. We do what we can, but it is no simple feat to find an unknown object in a vast dungeon.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
Quickly now, if we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
Tartuccio's anger turns his angry gaze upon you. He nods to the guards to draw their weapons. I need to roll a 2. Valley, I would say you and your soul could find better glory than the service to Tartuccio. He summoned you to fight the Stag Lord's bandits, but now uses you for more questionable dealings.
You're right. Tartuccio has deceived us. A warrior who bows to a lie, who humiliates herself. There is no glory in this. I shall aid this scoundrel no more.
I've got a tanky person at least.
I see my magnificent rival will stop at nothing, even at stealing the servants of her enemy. Let us see if your fools are even more useless than mine. Draw your swords and cover my retreat.
Servants, not companions, servants. Okay. Mercenary. Mercenary. Now you in charge. Which one's got the bow? That one. What's that got? Lord. Bow. Yeah, you get that one. Halim, yeah, you go there. And maybe... Just going after that. Maybe help out your doggo. Get that out. Me. Go for that one. Lindsay's done that. She can move out now. The lens is down.
Miserable last chapter.
Nice one, maybe. That was bloody close. That was really bloody close. Longsword +1. I really should
Adventures call to them.
have turned Lindsay into a longsword then, shouldn't I? Everyone needs healing. Jesus Christ. What do you have then? Masterwork Bastard Sword and the Tower Shield. Banded Mail. Potion Shield of Faith. A longsword +1. You can't use it. You can. I mean, I'll give it to you, the shield. You go from 7 to 21 damage at +3. 5 to 12 at +5. Armor class 17, armor class 15. It leaves a lot of damage, but more chance of hitting and better defended. Which I think in the early game is probably better. Now, I need to get some more water. I need to go to the loot. So I'll do that and I'll level up Valerie. And then I'll be back in a minute. See you in a second. Okay, I'm back. Here's what I did for Valerie. I gave her a level in Thug, which is a rogue subclass. And as rogue, she gets rogue proficiencies, which she had anyway over there. Weapon finesse is if it's a light weapon or a finesse weapon, use your dexterity instead of your strength on attack rolls. And fighting. Whenever a thug successfully uses persuasion to demoralize a creature, duration of the shaking condition is increased by 1 round. In addition, if the target is shaken for 4 or more rounds, the thug makes the target frightened for 1 round. And she gets a sneak attack dice, which is good for when there's like multiple people attacking the same enemy. Extra damage. And in her abilities or summary, I gave her athletics, mobility. She needs 3, I think, in the mobility for defensive fighting to be reduced. I also had to give her use magic device, perception, I think. No. Persuasion. Yeah, because that is part of the intimidation. Oh, it's got 2 ranks in it. Athletics, mobility, persuasion. Got 1 in there. No ranks, no ranks. No. No. Okay. That's what I did. But the mobility is so bad. That tower shield. I'll take it off. I think I'll take the tower shield off. For now. Just give her a normal shield. It's not as good. I mean, that's 4 armor class. This is 2. She loses 2 armor class. But she gains +2 on attack. And also, look at that. It's not -10, it's just -2. The same with athletics as well. Much better. Also,
I'm listening.
fighting defensively. -4 on attack rolls and combat maneuvers, but +2 dodge. If you have 3 or more ranks of mobility, you gain +3 dodge. So that's kind of thing. That's why I want 3 mobility. We have to be level 3 for that. So, we have to heal up. Let's get the this sorted out. It seemed from afar to be but cracks in the stone. It turns out to be a faded image of the sun. Grinning Jackal's skull has recently been scratched on top of the image. Jackal. On close inspection, one can discern the outline of a head with a single eye. Cyclops. Judging by the outline, this bas relief once depicted the sun and moon. Now it's almost completely eroded. The image carved in the stone has almost completely worn away over the ages. One can still distinguish a sickle, a sword, and a skull with a single eye socket covered with a coin. Corrosive touch. Oh, okay. Ancient Cyclops coin. Really should have bought more healing potions, I think. Needs to get 17, and you got 12. Okay.
Follow my lead.
Bas relief of the sun, long eroded. The vague outlines of 4 strange creatures have been carved over it. Okay. I'm going to rest. Oh, and actually, let's use up all the spells first. In healing.
And Lindsay was called forth.
What's the smile done on? It's full. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
You got bless as well. Divine favor. I forgot to use these in the last fight, which was a travesty, as we know. I'll take that out as well because to get out people's zone of control. Okay, what's that? Demoralize persuasion. Okay, so now rest. Can't hunt here. +1 camouflage, -9, +8. -2, 0, 7, 2, -1. Seven, 0, 5. Not good, but it'll do. What do you mean? Rest will take 9 hours. Party will not rest. Use rations. One day, 9 hours. Use rations. What do you mean? Party will not rest. Yeah, that one. That's what I need to do. That's hunting, yeah. Nine hours. Begin resting.
You're strange, Harem. Dwarves are usually fun. They like the bottle, they like to play and shout, but you just mumble all the time.
I am called strange by a barbarian who gets into every fight she can and doesn't believe in the inevitability of death. This is truly amazing.
Okay. That it? No cooking? Oh, I didn't set something up, did I? Maybe. Okay, let's head on out. How sweet the first breath of air after the stale, damp stuffiness of the tomb. Before us stretched an unending heath, replete with hills and gullies and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail of Tartuccio and his companions had grown cold. +6. But we would not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not, there was one we had to follow. Probably because I rested. No blade of grass was bent. It must have had enough time to straighten back up, since whoever last passed through. But the heath's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Our eyes to the ground, we followed the trail. We walked and walked until finally we came to a huge gully, the dried up bed of a river of yore. But what is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down, and the soil turned up with claw prints, and lots of them. We stumbled upon a fresh battlefield, and here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle, down into the gully. The brave footprints that faced down their enemies followed the path along its edge. Let's see who or what left these claw marks. Nope. Unfortunately, we cannot determine who attacked Tartuccio and his companions. However, we could discern that there were plenty of attackers, and they were rather small. Guessing kobolds. Studied the trail that led down to the gully. To our surprise, we discovered the little shoe prints turned into little clawed footprints on their way to the gully. It was as if someone from Tartuccio's band was wearing shoes that either took them off or grew claws, then jumped into the gully to avoid the battle. We stood a while to find any trace of magic. We discovered a trace of a spell, apparently from the illusion school of magic, near where the lonely trail descended into the gully. Examined the path that snaked along the gully. The path was frequently used. In its dust we saw both sets of footprints together. It's clear that those who had no claws left the battle surrounded by those that did. So they got ambushed. In Tartuccio, it cast illusion himself and ran off into the gully. We stood for a while in thought, then followed the single set of footprints down into the gully. The way down was steep. It took some time to reach the bottom. Walking on the loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footsteps were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill deeper and deeper. Finally the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal agility and clever claws of the creature we were following. The slope before us was as tall as 2 men, and ended at a hanging crest. Climbing up a slope would be no easier than climbing a sheer wall. However, a long, sturdy looking root stuck out of the ground from the top. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try luck and climb the root. After tugging on the root, Lindsay took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult ascent. Pushing with her feet against the slope and grabbing the root up. Washing machine's taken off. She climbed higher and higher. Only a heavy breathing and the faint creaking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured down from the top of the slope and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping her wits, Lindsay shifted her weight to her legs and froze. After a tense moment, she continued her journey, soon reached the top of the slope. After catching her breath, she lay on the ground and offered her hand to help the legs to us up. We did have rope. After climbing out the gully one by one, we easily found the clawed footprints again and moved forward. The air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intuition proved correct. That is where I'll end this episode, because the washing machine was on a spin cycle, so that's going to be noisy. I'm very chaotic good. Jesus Christ. Excuse me. So, next episode, we explore Pine Patch. And on the trail of Tartuccio, we've got Valerie back, so that's good. Excuse me. Of course, it all got fucked up now. And Valerie's at the arse end. I know it's there, isn't it? We saved that. Find Tartuccio, chase him down, and carrying on with the adventure. While unlocking the secrets of the stolen land. See you in the next episode. Bye now.